guys, this is Laurel. I just went down the wrong way. This is Laurel, or Rel of the Dabbling. How are you guys doing? I hope you guys are doing well. That you've gotten all, if not most of your shopping done. Me, I think I'm like 85% done, and I have no desire to do the rest. Bah humbug. That's me right now. I feel like the last few videos I've come on that all I've done is moan and groan and complain. Ugh. And I'm still feeling it, so I apologize. Welcome to all the new subscribers. Please excuse the ho-hum, bah humbugish behavior. It's not normal. This is my favorite time of year. Not for the shopping though. I just like all the sights and smells and colors and sounds, but I don't like the rush to buy everything. So, welcome. Welcome to all the new subscribers, and thank you for all the returning. Never come up with a good name, huh? Viewers, subscribers, you're subscribers. Anyway, I'm trying to perk myself up because I am very tired. I feel like I've been tired for like months now. And I have an ache right here. Really tight, like I need a massage kind of ache. Today was the last craft fair of the season. It's funny, I'm so glad that it's over, and at the same time I'm like, ooh, I wonder if there's anything in January or February. It's very odd. Anyway, today was the last day of my scheduled craft fairs. This one actually was unscheduled. I was contacted by a local brewery / roasting company that they were doing a vendor holiday market, and they were looking for local people, so that was nice that they found me. And the table fee was $0, so why not? Yeah. How did it go? I usually leave the craft fair stuff till the end, but you know, might as well get it out of the way. It went okay. I did not make my threshold. And I know a few people have asked or mentioned about my threshold. It's a personal threshold. I've been doing this for 6 years now, I think, craft fairs. Well, I don't count the first year because I did one and it was terrible. And I've come to the point where I realize I need to make way more than just my table fee back or, you know, a small profit. It needs to be worth my time. So I have a personal threshold where when I meet that, I'm happy. I'm content that the day was worth it, that the rush and the hustle to get things ready and the 6 to 8 hours of being on my feet and constant up, down, and talking to people, that it was worth it. So yeah, I did not make my threshold today, but I'm okay with that because this was an unscheduled, unplanned fair or event. It wasn't so much of a fair, it was just a market. Ooh, and my ear is ringing right now. Ooh, that's odd. There were 7 vendors there. I would say crafters. We were all crafters. Everyone who was there the things were handmade. There was a guy. We don't see a lot of guy crafters at these fairs. So there was a guy. His name was Josh, I believe. He made beer soap. He was right across from me, and I didn't get a chance to go over. There was not a lot of interest in my stuff. I don't think anyone was into the yarn stuff, I guess. I don't know. They seemed to just walk right by. For the most part, not everybody. But he was the only one of the vendors who came over and said hello. And introduced himself. And we were in a very small space. He and 2 of the other people there seem like they know each other probably from they do similar fairs. So it was a little bit of clickiness. Um, but it didn't discourage me or anything. It was just interesting to see. um, and as people started coming in, they did disperse. But he was very more outgoing. But he was the only guy, and there were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and myself, 6 women, and him, the 7th person. One lady had candles, crystal candles. She has crystals on the candle, and it burns and melts down into the wax. The premise around it is that I guess you speak. What did she say? Like your wants or your desires or whatever's ailing you. You speak it as you speak your intentions when you light the candle so that it burns and goes away. Those crystal candles, it was called. They were very pretty. There was another woman who had handmade, I think, chocolates. She came in. I think she was one of the last ones that came in. She and the candle lady. So there was not much chit chat at all among any of us, actually. And the woman next to me had ornaments. One lady had dog treats, and the other woman had like handmade balms and scrubs and lotions and deodorants and things like that. So it was small, and this place has only been around for 7 months, so I think if they keep doing it, it might pick up. But this is the first year, so in the beginning I wasn't sure I was going to do it again, but I may. It was very slow. It was 10 to 2, so it's 4 hours, and the first 2 hours was pretty dead. The few people who trickled in, the place serves beer and coffee and stuff, and people would come in, get their coffee, look around, and just kind of keep going. And I was what I would call pretty much in a hole because it was not worth it at that time. But the last half hour, there was just a little rush of people, and yeah, it worked out. I'm not upset with the way it turned out. There were 2 young ladies, probably in their 20s, who came by and really appreciated my items. And we try not to have that matter, but it does. If you're there all day and everyone's passing by and no one's saying a thing, or no one's looking or hardly looking, it gets a little discouraging. So they were lovely, and they each bought a couple of items, so that totally helped my sales. So I'm putting out a thanks out there to whoever you were again. But yeah, all in all, I would give it another chance to see how it happens. The owner did say that they were thinking of doing something in the spring, but my stuff doesn't do well in the spring. So we'll see if they do it again next year, next December. So that was my last craft fair. All in all, not bad. Seeing as I really didn't have any expectations because I had no idea what to expect. So not bad. All right, so now I can go back and sleep on, that was almost 10 minutes of yapping. I can go back and sleep in on Saturdays. Oh, that'll be nice. Plus, after Christmas, I'm off for 4 days, the last 4 days of the year. Well, it's supposed to be the last 4 days, but the day after Christmas, I actually have to log in back to work. I have to log in back to work because I have reports and stuff that needs to go out to vendors, and we have a lot of people out, so it's, yeah, so, yeah, I have to work on my vacation. Yeah, can't be helped. Anyway, yeah, that was the craft fair. There was one, this place was very family friendly, kid friendly. I'd asked that when I went to check out the place, and there was this one couple with their son who was not well behaved. Yep, he's one of those kids who goes and touches everything and touches it in a way that, you're like holding your breath, don't touch my stuff, kind of hold my breath. And the mom is just walking behind him and, oh, don't touch, oh, don't do, oh, the hat's won't fit you. I'm like, Like, you're the parent, you're the adult. But other than that, it was not bad. um, we have had, weather-wise, switching. It's been cold. Z, I know you're experiencing a little bit of a chill in California. By the way, I am drinking, oh, I thought I brought the tea bag. I don't know what I did with it. I'm drinking, what the heck is it? It's a probiotic tea. Berry something probiotic. I think it's by Stash. Can't remember. But I have to lay low on the sugar, which is a struggle. So I put in a whole pack. Usually I do a half of the True Lemon. I put in a whole pack of that. And it seems to be missing something because this tea is very watery. There's no full bodiness to it. So I added a little sherry, medium dry sherry to it. So the sherry's been in the garage forever. And I thought it wouldn't be good, but it's not bad. Minion 2 is here. He'd say I'm an alcoholic or something. I'm not. And I'm not just saying that because, you know, I'm an alcoholic and I say I'm not. Anyway. Oh. But we've had cold. Cold, cold, cold. December just means business. It's not playing around this year. Usually it's very iffy. We may get a dusting or something. Once in a while we get a storm in December, but let me tell you, we've had our share already. It's gone. It went from a day it was like 53, then it was 39 the next day, and the next morning it was 9 degrees, and everything was icy. We had, on Tuesday, I stupidly drove into work when I shouldn't have, because the weather report was that we were supposed to get early morning, like 4 in the morning, this storm to start, and it was supposed to snow and turn to sleet and all that. Wake up and there's not that much on the ground. School wasn't canceled. Minions went to school, so I'm like, I gotta drive in because there isn't that much out there. That was a mistake. Took a long time to get there. I'm in Massachusetts. The storm was definitely in Massachusetts. When I got to New Hampshire, it was not that bad. An hour later, I was at my desk and I turned to look out the window and it was coming down fat flakes like you wouldn't believe. So I decided to leave at, I was supposed to leave at noon just to get the heads up because I can work from home. I got busy and I ended up leaving around 1:45 and it took me 2 hours, over 2 hours to get home. I drove through snow when I left, then it's turned to sleet, then rain, then hail, tiny little balls falling all over the car. Then it turned back to rain, then hail again, and then rain for the rest of the ride home. So it was like driving into the twilight zone. So winter in New England. All right, now I'm at 13 minutes, 14 almost, and I have done nothing but moan again. So what sold at the craft fair? I sold 3 Victrina hats, and I had made this hat I had shown. I said I was going to possibly give it as a gift, put a pom-pom on it. I didn't do that. I'll show you what I ended up doing for gifts for work. And I had done these 2. I'd shown, and I put it aside to take photos, and I completely forgot to bring it with me. This one for sure I think would have sold because somebody tried on a smaller one that I had because I had a smaller leftover skein of yarn, so I made a smaller version. And it was a little too tight for her, and I'm like, I don't remember selling the other one. I can't believe, maybe I sold it before. Nope, come home and there it is. I forgot it, so yep, so that'll be there. I sold a Layla cowl, and I will put a picture of what that looks like. I have had that one since last fair season, and it hasn't been looked at all. And then today, one of the 2 lovely young ladies who came to my space, she picked up this green one that I had, and I guess it was just perfect for whoever she was thinking of, the green color and everything. There's been this theme this year that, you know, things that I get disappointed at that doesn't sell, it ends up being, it ends up going to the person, I guess, who it was meant for. So I guess I'm still learning my own lesson to hold on, you know, don't rush things. I sold a little pumpkin. It was a latte pumpkin. I think it was to the same girls. A shell beanie, my shell stitch beanie. I sold one of those. I sold a latte octo, 2 headbands, 2 button cowl, one of those, and my fringe triangle cowl, the smaller version. I was wearing my gold fleck one, and that actually was my first sale, was the fringe. I have a blue one. One second. It's a blue one I made last year. In, what is that? Lion Brand Sky Blue. Was it last year? Might have been earlier this year, I think. One of the Lion Brand sales that I got this out of. Maybe it was late last year. Anyway, I sold one of those, so that was cool. So yeah, that was the craft fair. Okay. So I will be looking down, referring to my notes if possible. What am I doing for whips? And I have piles all over me. I had cleaned up, and now it's a mess again from craft fair. So now that I'm done, I'm hoping to kick myself in the butt and get things going and clean up. But my whips, I have a custom order for an infinity scarf, nothing particular, and fingerless mitts, but she wanted it in particular in she calls it that pipe cleaner yarn, so Bernat velvet, and she said either red, black, or gray. The red that was there, I think it was just in a crushed velvet, and I didn't like the look of it. The black, I think it would have been a little too hard to work with for me at this point, so I got the gray. And there's a ball here of it because I started the infinity scarf. I did 4 times I started, and whatever I was doing, it just wasn't working at all. So I even tried just going basic. I didn't like the double crochet, and I think it might just been the hook that I brought with me. I brought a 7mm and a 6.5, and I don't know if it's the plastic on this yarn or what, but nothing was working. And at one point I tangled up the yarn, so that's why it's in a ball, because I had started a scarf and I'd like to pull from the center. I pulled out and it got all tangled, so I had to rip everything out just to get all the yarn back. So I need to work on that. I thought I needed to have it for Christmas. She said no, there's no rush. So I would like to have it for her when I go back, because I'm not going to be in the office again, although I could meet up with her. But anyway, this is going to be a long video, by the way. I should say that. What else? So that is my active whip. I do have to work on a monkey. Hubby actually sent me a picture and goes, "Can you make this?" I'm like, if I can find the pattern, yeah, maybe. What's the pattern? Oh, she doesn't know. This is for somebody he works with. She doesn't know. She found the picture and sent me the picture. So I did I do a photo? I did a photo search, a Google image search, and I found the pattern, and it was a paid pattern. So I said she's gonna have to pay for the pattern, or it's gonna be calculated into the cost. So that's all set. And I'm like, but it's not going to be done for Christmas, because I had stuff to do for work. I had a couple of orders for work. And I'm just busy with the craft fairs and just everything. So I need to get it done for the first week of January. So now that most of my orders are done, I should be able to do that. I also have 3 baby items to do. I have one I have to get done by the 22nd of next month. One I have a little more time because the baby isn't due till April, I think. And another one, baby's already been born, but it's a blanket, and you know how long those take me. But that's for my mom, who has to give it to somebody, so I gotta do it. Anyway, so that's that. Yep, what else? that's it for works in progress or future works in progress. Um, finish objects. So for the craft fair, I couldn't remember what I had in my bins for infinity scarves, and I know I still had a couple from the previous fair because it didn't work out so well. So I decided just to make a few more. So I ended up making 4 yesterday, between Thursday and Friday. So this is Tampa Spice. This is Springfield Gray or something like that. Madison Mustard, which is one of my favorites. And this one I've never worked with was Hoboken Honey, I think was the colorway. I usually work with Los Angeles Tan, but Hoboken Honey, um, it's a dark beige, I guess you could call it, whereas the Los Angeles Tan is like a light beige color. So I have these here. I am contemplating either storing it for next year, at least I'll have something to start with, or listing it on Etsy. I have not made up my mind yet. So more to come on that. Scusi. I also, for the previous fair, I had made a cowl, one of the cowls in this color, which is the peacock colorway. One of my favorites. I love it. It's looking green, but it's a green teal color. Really, really nice one. So that was the leftover. So I made that. And then I made, what did I make with that? I do not recall. I made something with, I made a hat, which I'll talk about with this. This is Softy Chunky, Bernat Softy Chunky, and this is our dear soon to be departed AC Moore Stitch Studios. They're earth tone, but they had just come out with a chunky version of the earth tone, and I love the earth tone. So that was left over from something. So I combined the two. Looks a little patriotic without the white. So that's that. And then while at this vendor market today, I made a hat for my brother who, before, he wouldn't wear it, but last time I saw him, he had a hat on. I'm like, why are you wearing a hat? Because he never wears a hat. And all of a sudden he goes, oh, I didn't have one on, and I put it on, and I took it off, and I realized how warm my head was. I'm like, who are you? Like, no logic whatsoever. Of course your head's going to be warm. Anyway, so I made him a hat, and this is looking way bluer on camera, or brighter, but this is just a denim color. It's another Thick and Quick. I forget what colorway it is. I think, did I keep this? Hang on. I don't think I kept it. Nope, I didn't keep the band. But anyway, I did this while I was there at the fair. I think it took me a little over an hour to do that. So I made it a little small because an order I just shipped, the hat's a little too big for the person, so I'm gonna remake it. So I went a little smaller with this one. So this will be for him, and then it didn't take up the whole skein, so I just made a quick headband. I just did the regular, I usually do the German or the Norwegian cast on, one of those that gives it extra stretch, but I just did a regular long tail this time, which seemed to work fine. My tension must have gotten better, but I haven't found a stretchy cast off that works. The ones that I've used, they flare out a little too much. It looks bad. So I was using the Jenny's, what is it, surprisingly stretchy cast off, and it was too stretchy. It would have been too loose. So then I started to do that technique on every other cast off, and it's stretchy, but you can feel where it stops, opposed to the cast on. But it doesn't look bad when it's on, so I think it'll be okay, but this is definitely where it stops. So question. If anybody has, I will look up some more, but if anyone has a good stretchy cast off, I would appreciate the 411. So that's that. What else? What else? What else? Oh, for the fair, I also made a Victrina, a black Victrina, just like this, but in black. But that's put away in the bins, and I wasn't gonna go pull it out. The headbands you saw. I made a green little baby hat for, I had made it as an order for someone at work to give to somebody, a friend of hers, and she'd sent me the picture, and this kid must be like a pretty hefty newborn because the hat just like sat right there. So I said, I will remake it. I have plenty of the yarn. And I wouldn't normally do that, but she is the one at work who bought all my amigurumis. Like she has so many of them. So I would gladly do that. So I made it, and I brought it and actually left it at her desk at work, but she wasn't in last week, so she'll be in on Monday and I won't be there. So I left it in a cute little packet on her desk, but I'll put in a picture of what that looks like. The other things will be pictures as well. I made, so for work, I couldn't think of what to make for my teammates. And somebody suggested making a seahorse for, at least one of my teammates has 2 daughters. Brilliant. But then, like later that day, I'm like, oh, right now I'm not feeling it. And even though it doesn't take that long, I just wasn't feeling it. So what I ended up doing, for that particular teammate, I made headbands. The round things. Scrunchies. I made scrunchies for his 2 girls. I also made them a bow. So this bow is just, it is Red Heart with Love metallic. That's what it is. I had a silver, and then I also had some in red. Hopefully I would have put in a picture. I did a little clip. Hopefully I would have put that in. So I made red ones. I also made a bunch of others too, and I took it in a little box and I went around to certain people and had them choose. But for him, I made each of his girls 2 scrunchies and a bow on a clip, and it's just on a clip, and it's not glued or fastened. I just pushed it through the wrap so it can be removed at any time. Another former teammate, but we still exchange gifts. She has a boy and a girl. I made the girl the same thing, 2 scrunchies and a bow, and I made her son just a was it a 1x1? No, I made a crocheted hat that's the long way, where you crochet in the back loop only. Yep, I did that. And I made it long enough where you can cuff it. Yep, so hopefully I would have put that in. So that was that. And another teammate, my other teammate, I gave him a mug that has a picture of a deer on it. I think it was a green mug with the deer is in like a plaid color scheme, and in there I made an ornament and I put that in there. So, and then a former teammate, I did the same. No, the former teammate, I gave the mug with the deer and an ornament. My current teammate, I gave him a tall mug that says Chug on it. Did it say Chug? It had something written on it, and I also put an ornament in there. So yeah, so that's what I ended up doing. Those worked up much quicker, and because I had to do multiples, and it just all worked out easier. What else? I had an order for that's what I use, the Bernat Softy Chunky. One of the admins at work, there are 2 admins, and one of them she's purchased from me before a few times for her daughters. The other admin came by last week and asked, and I'm like, oh, when do you need it for? And I'm like, I hope it's not Christmas, because I was like swamped with work, and then I had the craft fairs, and then life was just kicking my butt. So I'm like, nah. And once somebody asks, usually it just sticks in my mind, and so I actually ended up working on it as a distraction. And she needed two, one for a 2-year-old and a 4-year-old. And I ended up, the one I made for the 4-year-old the first time looked a little big, so I ended up making a second one. So I went in with 3 hats, and she ended up taking all of them. So it all worked out. So I'll put a picture of that in here. And what else? I think that's it. That's it for the makes. And my throat is very dry right now. Or I should say my mouth is very dry. So let me have some sherry tea. The tea is a berry flavor mixed with the sherry and the lemon. It's not bad. It's not bad at all. Okay. Happy mail. So just mail, and it's like literally an avalanche of it's gonna fall, it's gonna fall, it's gonna fall. All right, I'll try to hold it and do it. Okay, first thing I ordered, I was on Instagram last week before, and this person I've been following for a long time, she's another crocheter. She doesn't do videos or anything like that, but she posted this hat, and the colors were they were gorgeous. They called to me. I'm like, what is that yarn? And she told me and who it was by. And of course, I go look, and here I am sitting there scrolling, going, I didn't need to do it, but I did it. So I'm going to take it out of the plastic. The yarns are from a company called Threadhead Knits Co. So, and you got that sheepy smell that the minions hate now. And I think if before yarn and dyeing and hand-dyed yarn, if we smelled this, we would have gone, ugh. But now it's just, anyway. So I ended up buying 2. And this one, I don't know why I bought, actually. Sometimes it looks a little different on screen. But yeah, I ended up buying it. This end of it reminds me so much of Ross, and I don't remember seeing that online. And maybe I did, but I don't know. But this isn't really doing it justice. But it is like neon-y highlighter, green, yellow. There's navy, and on this end, that one's a little truer. Pinks and turquoises and blues and teals, and yeah. So it'll be interesting. And this is a bulky weight yarn, 100% superwash merino, 106 yards. It's a 3-ply, bulky, and the colorway is called Paragon. Hand wash and cold dry flat. Oh, not bad. The color drew me. And then the other one I got from her is called Amberina. So, amber. And I'm guessing the Rena is like ballerina. I don't know, but it's pretty. Online, it looked a little darker, which is, I think, what drew me at first. So this is a little lighter than I was expecting, but it's still pretty. And it's like an amber gold yellowy color with speckles, which I love speckles. Like the cake yarns, I know a lot of people don't like when they see little flecks of other colors in other sections. I love that. I love a good fleck. A good speckle, a good, yeah. It's just little, to me, it's little bursts of surprises, like thrown in all over. It's just lovely, lovely. But this isn't going to show the true color, but this is close enough. It is gorgeous. Oh, and I painted my nails. I get girly once in a while, and I painted my nails. Makes my man hands looks much nicer, I think. But this one is worsted. It's 218 yards. It's called a Wicked Worsted. It's her base, I guess. Amberina. It's so pretty. And the hot pinks and purples and all the specks. I love, 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 love that. Oh, yeah, yeah. I don't know what the heck I'm going to do with it. But I'm thinking I might make myself a, but it's not enough yarn. Darn. I was thinking I was going to make myself a, Anastasia. That would look nice. But we'll see. The other thing was that Queen's Yarn Boutique, who is Rochelle, she also has a YouTube channel called Queen's Yarn. Is it Queen's Yarn or Queen's Yarn Boutique? I'll put the link below. But she also does videos. She was a crocheter. She now knits as well. And she started dyeing, I think, like 2 or 3 years ago, and it's completely taken off. But again, that sheepy smell. She was also having a big sale, and I have a few of her skeins, which I really need to go through my fancy yarn area to see what I have, because I really want to use it now. I'm a little more comfortable with the anything lower than worsted, DK. But now that the main bulky season's over, I think I can test myself a little more. But I don't know why I didn't get all in the same base, you know, all bulky, but I got one bulky, one worsted, and one DK. Go figure. But it was all about the color. Her colors are very saturated, very hued, there's nothing light and fluffy about her colors. So now my lighting is terrible, but look at just all the and this is a nowhere negative word, but this mess of color that's just yum, 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 yum. It's just all of it's just right there. Color draws me in. So this is, all her bases are named. She's a big fan of Prince, so all her bases are named after Prince songs. So this one is her Delirious DK, 100% superwash merino wool, 231 yards. And this is definitely would be enough for Anastasia, but I don't know how well it would show. This might be a little too busy for it. Yeah, too bad. 231 yards, and this is called Wild Berry. And then the worsted and the bulky I got in the same colorway, but obviously they're gonna look different because bulky versus worsted. So these two are the same colorway. It's called Crazy Peacock. Where are you? Yeah, Crazy Peacock. The bulky is 106 yards, and the worsted is 218 yards. So I think she and Threadhead use the same yarns, the same bases, because they look exactly the same. Oh, so pretty. I wish this was daylight so you could really see it. It's just so pretty. Ah, like right here just gets me. This like greenish yellow, mottled, mucky, beautiful, all the colors. Look at that. And then you can't really see it, but right here is just yes. So this is from Rochelle. I will put either a link to her YouTube or to her store. I don't think the sale is still going on, so that's that. I'm sure she was trying to clear out for the year. So I'm going to show you some cards that I got. I need to pick up some stuff. So I have not sent out holiday cards to family. I didn't send out any last year, did I? I might have done a last minute. I took the Minions school pictures and did a rush job and sent out some. I might have. Or that might have been the year before. But they don't post for me anymore. They don't. I go to take a picture and I get this, or I get like face turned or all kinds of things. So I was trying to look through my pictures to see if I had captured anything of them this year, and nothing is usable. So I was contemplating, do I just find a nice card and send it, or what? And I think I'm just gonna let it pass this year. and plan ahead and try to remember. I'm going to set a reminder in my phone to occasionally over the next year take photos, so I'll have something to put together. That's my plan. But I did do a rush job on just sending out a card to some people. I ordered a batch, and when I ran out, I ran out. I was just doing it late at night. I was like putting everything together, so yeah. Anywho, my first card is from Angelia of the Little Xenia Patch, who was on YouTube as a Little Xenia Patch. Then she hurt her shoulder, and it was so bad she had to give up on crochet for a while. She is back crocheting slowly, Angelia, but she deleted her Little Xenia Patch channel when all that happened because she couldn't crochet. Then she picked up her love of sewing again because she's always quilted and stuff like that, and she was going gangbusters, and she came back as Sew Back from the Day or something like that, and then it disappeared. So she's deleted her channel again. Not happy with you, because of the whole Carpe thing, and she's just waiting to see what happens before she comes back. But she is on Instagram and on Facebook. Did she start up? Yeah, she started up. She had also deleted her Facebook page, because she had a group for her crochet, and she deleted that, and that's back, but she doesn't have YouTube right now. But anyway, she sent me a card. Did I say this was going to be a long video? Wishing you all that's wonderful and memorable about Christmas. So, sent me a card. Looks like they're just strolling on a winter's day. That so would not be me, because, you know, it's cold. Nope, I don't go strolling in winter. I run to where I need to go to, rush back to the car. I have automatic starter in my car. That's a must. Yeah. She also sent me a little ornament with some stitch markers on it, or a stitch marker with, what do you call them, charms on it, sea themed. This, what is it called, the penny, sea penny, whatever it's called, I forget. A conch shell and a star. And she's made these before, little granny square boot. So there's that. So thank you, Miss Angelia. Also got one from Carrie Penny. One of her handmade cards. I feel very special. One of her handmade cards. One, oh, I like the way that glitters in here, or shimmers in here. Ooh. I don't have the patience for that, so kudos to you guys to piece all these pieces together. Thank you. So that was Carrie. And then I also got one from Marianne of Yarn Happens, who I believe I'd seen you, and I apologize, might have seen you comment on a video or two, but I went over and I did subscribe, but she sent me a little llama or alpaca, we never know, ornament. I would say that this would go on my tree, but you don't see any twinkling lights back there. There's no tree up. Yep, that's the kind of year it's been. Yeah, since October, it's been a bit brutal life-wise, so thank you, Marianne. Oops, oh, I didn't show her card. One of those. And everything, you're probably going to hear like timber happening. You know what, I'll just put it on the floor and have to clean. And then I got one from Miss Happiness is Homemade herself, Karen. This is her, oops, hold on. This is, look at that. She got all fancy and artistic. Yeah, I can barely draw a stick figure. So, I got, and I'm only going to show her card because a few other people have already shown, but it's all her little, her gill gang. Gracie, Liam, and Isabella. Yep. So, the family. Yeah, the minions just, yeah, I don't get that anymore. No more posing, no more pictures. And you wonder, bah humbug, why, huh? I also got a card, Christmas card slash thank you card from Becca of Mama Hodge. I had sent her some hats for her donations. Look at that. I love a nice looking ornament. Not the glass ones though. The year that the Minions helped me put up things and all you heard was like crash, crash, crash. Yep, next year I went all unbreakable because it was severe that year. Yep. Okay. And then I got a little card from, oops, Jackie Lubeck. You guys know Jackie? She has her channel. She's hilarious. Sometimes I'm looking at her and I just like, I chuckle because she's just so unassuming. She just says what she says and it's just, it's refreshing. But I got a little postcard from her and she's in the Netherlands, Amsterdam. She's actually going to be in the US in Chicago in February. But if you guys have seen her videos, Hooking in Good Company, I will put that down below as well. She's been doing these, what did she call it? Where did I do with the card? Right in. An ode to safety eyes. I guess she had a lot of them and she was making these little critters, or I don't know what you would call them, but she used up her safety eyes on these. And then she added, which looks like earrings, but she added these little stitch markers, and one is an angel and is this supposed to be Star of the Sun? I'm not sure. But the wood is from, hold on, she said it in here. The wood is from Bethlehem, so I feel very honored. Look at that. I need to make sure I take very special care of those. Thank you, Jackie. All right. Oh, and this was the front of her handmade card. For all the pretty things and moments. Hugs. She's got a little turtle and toucan on here. So cute. Okay, one more I got from Miss Canadian Crocheter, who she knows I don't need any more yarn, and I know she doesn't need any more yarn, and we keep doing this back and forth thing. Don't worry, I'm not doing a back and forth because there's not a time in the world. But this card, experts only. Would you consider yourself an expert to go down this hill? So this is from her, and she of course sent me yarn that now I'm gonna have to find somewhere to put it, ma'am. But in here, oh, the best part, she made, I saw she made some for other people, but she turned the octo into a what'd she call it, a sockto, because somehow octo ended up with 7 tentacles instead of 8. So that's the sockto. But she added a tail because it is, how clever is she, huh? Measuring tape. Ha! Perfect. Perfect. Sockto. Oh. And she sent me my favorite, I don't think I've had this colorway. Campfire print. Wool spun. Another dearly defunct. Who was just talking about it again? Pam of Pamela's Crochet and Knit Corner. Or is it Knit and Crochet Corner? Even though knit and crochet comes off the tongue easier, it should be crochet and knit, right? We are lovers of wool spun and very, very upset that they replaced it with Color Made Easy. Why? Not a fan. I have a skein of Color Made Easy that I've yet to use. I don't know why I bought it. It must have been on clearance why I bought it. Had to have been. But anyway, all this to say, I don't have this colorway, and I think I have the urge to just knit a beanie out of that. My Algonquin I made with this. I designed with this yarn. I may do that. I think I may do that. Yep, I may do that. So I have 3 of those. And I'm going to put it back in here for... that sucked. A little note. Bernat Beyond. I've used this once before. I got it on clearance at one of the big box stores. Not the Michael's big box, at a big discount store. Oh, I just saw myself looking. This crick in my neck is just totally messing up my posture. Not that that's hard to do. Bernat Beyond in the color pumpkin. It is a number 6. It's more of a number 5. Heavy 4, number 5, not a number 6. Maybe when it works up it feels that way, but nope. That's a number 5. But they're calling it a number 6. Mislabeled. Yep. Pumpkin, 85, acrylic, 15 nylon, 80 yards. Not a lot. Not a lot. Yep. So there are 2 of those. But wait, there's more. What did I just do with it? She sent me, just like she sent me my first ice yarn, which I started a sock with. That's still there. But she sent me my first paint box yarn too. And the colors are all fall. If this green wasn't in here, it'd be perfect. It's like a minty green in here. I don't know about that, but the rest of it, the gold and the red, lovely. And it is called Harvest. I would agree. It is, I believe it's 100% acrylic. 297.5 yards. So she sent me 2 of those in that bag that everything comes in, so I'm gonna leave it in that. There's also some tea, which I may go make after this. Black tea, ginger. It's Christmas chai, it's called. And it's got black tea, ginger, cinnamon, cardamom, black pepper, white pepper, clove, nutmeg. I don't know if I've ever had tea with black pepper or any pepper in there. I may have to do that after my sherry tea. Smells quite nice too. I know it's going to give me heartburn later. And she also included some very, 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 very thin yarn. It is 70-20-10 wool, bamboo, nylon. I may have to put, how many yards does it say? 414 yards a piece. And again, that color scheme, that harvesty color scheme. Yeah. A little washed out, but that's pretty much it. Very fall. Actually, it looks just like my curtains right now. Just like my curtains, like literally just like the colors of my curtains right now. My curtains are just a little brighter, but so thank you, Miss Cece. Enabling the yarn hoarding. So thank you. All right. There is just, feels like constant mess, and it's really starting to bug me. And I've told myself that unless there's some magnificent sale out, you know, clearance, that you just cannot, in good conscience, pass up. I'm not buying any more yarn. I have so many cakes that I still have to use. I have cubes and cubes. There's yarn everywhere, and it's starting to come this way, and that's not good. And every time I walk in here, I'm feeling antsy. So hopefully on my 4 days, I have no plans. Yeah. I need to reorganize. And I'm going to keep making the 2-button cowls and use up what I have. That way it's already made. That's my plan. I think I've used up most of my Hometown USA I have 3 in a pack, and 2 of these I started to make, and I had one. Actually, this is the color that's sold today. This is the Peacock, Montpelier Peacock, that's sold today. And yeah, what I'm discovering though, I already said it was going to be a long video. I bought these at Walmart, and I'm thinking that the reason they're $2.97 at Walmart, yes, they can buy in scale because they're big and they can just, you know, basically buy in bulk and get discounts, pass it on to us. Great. But in using all the yarns that I just bought from, they were multiple knots. There were a lot of, I had to cut out a fair bit of one of them. What did I do with it? This is my bag of ends, and this is about the 4th time I filled it up. Probably since the spring. I've used a lot of it in amigurumis, but I don't remember what I did with it. But I had to cut out a chunk of one of them because, oh, I don't know which one it was, but it was all fuzzy, and I tried working over it, but it just, there was no having it. So I had to cut out probably a good almost 2 feet of yarn because it was just fuzzed and unraveled. And so I found a lot of that in the skeins that I bought at Walmart. So I'm thinking those are the seconds of the Hometown USA. That's why they're offering it so low. But anyway, I need to go clean up. Well, not today. It is right now 6:44. It's quiet. The minions, all of them, are off to watch football at the father-in-law's, and then Minion 1 is going to go to a friend's house after. He's that age now where he's driving places, and it's just another thing I have to get used to. But yeah, I just looked over and this is looking at me. I made this out of Bernat Home Deck, and I didn't like it enough to sell it because it was a little too gappy, so it sits there and stares at me. Alright, I am just jibber jabbering. I am going to finish my sherry tea, have some water, and then maybe try that black tea, Christmas tea, Christmas chai. Yeah, I'm feeling like I'm definitely forgotten something, but it'll have to wait. Okay, of course I knew I forgot something. Yeah, all the avalanche that I had, I forgot something. I also got mail from Gary from Urban Yarn, Gary and Chad, from his husband Chad as well, and it is Joy from Vancouver. Oh, and he wrote me a note that's not for you. But he also sent me some yarn, you know, because we're all enablers. Gary, did you do the swirl on the paper? I want to think you did because the inside has bleed through. And if you did, it's quite lovely. It's different. So, he sent me 2 knit picks, and you all know I have knit picks. I had 2 cubbies full of knit picks. I've just whittled it down to 1 cubby, but I've got 2 knit picks and 2 flicker, which I've never used before, the flicker, but the knit picks is Camel Heather, which I've had before, but not in sport. And you know, I'm getting used to the skinny yarns. But I'll probably end up doubling this. But yeah, 2 knit picks and 2 flicker, which, like I said, I've never used, and it's called Dill Pickle. Yeah. Dill Pickle. What is it? 50/50 cotton polyester. Ooh, this pop of gold here is just luscious. Ah. So yeah, I forgot that. So thank you very much, Gary. Now back to our regular schedule program. hope you guys, if I don't talk to you before Christmas, I may or may not, I don't know. I've tried but have not kept up with all the people doing Vlogmases. I've watched episodes here and there, but yeah, it's a lot with everything. But if I don't talk to you, have a good holiday. I do actually, you know what I'm working on? Hang on. Columbo moment. I am totally behind on the squares. Last one I finished, I think, was 21 or 22, so I have 2, maybe 3 to catch up, and I'm sure they're probably putting it together or getting ready to, so I need to do that this weekend. So I'm caught up. And on that note, I'm right next to an hour, so I will talk to you guys later. Oh, the hair. The hair. Have a good one, guys. Enjoy your holiday, whichever it is. Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, no Christmas, no Hanukkah, no Kwanzaa, whatever it is that you do. Enjoy the time off if you do have it. Enjoy the time with the family, even though they drive you nuts sometimes. And I will talk to you guys soon. Bye.